Yay!
Okay, here is the rundown from the last couple of days. Wednesday, well, actually, this entire trip was our first time at renting an RV, first time towing in this car, and taking it up. We're in Minnesota, so up to the North Shore around Lake Superior. Personally, it's been a really great experience with my fiance and her mother. Her mother had this intent of pitching a tent at our campsite. We're at Tettegouche State Park, where there is 30 amp power, no water, but we picked a campsite that was pretty close to water, that's publicly accessible. So there was that, and then when we got up here on Wednesday, it was already a little dreary, and then it started raining, and then it rained for most of Thursday. We were able to get in 2 short hikes.
Yeah, you can just see if then you can do it. And
Yeah.
if you can't, then we'll continue on and do it sometime.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good.
All right.
You're gonna walk nice? You're gonna walk nice? You're gonna walk nice?
So these are nice maps to learn how to use too. So this tells you where you are. So we're going to go here, and then
We keep going.
yeah, and then if we wanted to go to the high falls, this is not a very good map.
Wow, that changed really quick. Should we get going?
Yeah, let's do it.
They tell you 0.1 miles, they didn't tell you 0.1 miles of steps.
Right.
You can see the falls a little bit now through the trees.
Right down there, I can see it. More steps.
Right. Let's go down.
Oh yeah. That's why those guys are over there. Are they? Oh yeah. Man, it looks strong, but it doesn't feel strong. I would say that Michelle's mom never got to put the tent up because it was we were in the 50s, and in the evening it was in the 40s. So it just would have been really too cold for her to kind of sleep alone outside. So we did rent a Forest River Wolf Pup. The model is 16 PHS, so it's a 16-foot bunkhouse model, which ended up working out really well in the realm of that we had an extra bed for Michelle's mom to stay in. And it's been the three of us in that RV, and then as well we brought all of our pets. So we have the cat and her stuff on the top bunk. And then the two pups. The little one, Henry, that we have, he just kind of mills around on the queen bed that's in the RV. And then my dog, Toby, kind of just has the run of whatever floor space we have in the RV. Setting up and all that, setting the trailer up, stabilizing it, all that went pretty smoothly. The only area where we had some anxiety, I'm gonna call it, as a first timer, was when we were decoupling the car from the trailer itself, and we were the rental didn't have a power tongue jack, so it was hand cranking. And as we were hand cranking, you could see you trying to lift the coupler off the car, and you could see the car kind of just getting lifted a little bit with the coupler, even though we try to make sure as much as we can that the latch was pulled and everything was open and we were all good. And finally we were just kind of like, oh man, is it gonna bounce up, is it whatever? And then just little by little, and then you hear a little boop, and it just pops out, slight bounce, but then that was a great sign of relief. So as a first timer, that was a bit of anxiety when you're wondering what the decoupling situation is going to be. So be on the lookout for that. You might have a little bit of anxiety, but just go little by little, and at some point it'll just pop out, and you shouldn't have any major issues. I mean, it's been working pretty well. Brought some games with us. We certainly have the entertainment in terms of streaming stuff, and we're able to test out some of the features of their RV here and there. And cooking in the RV has been pretty smooth sailing. So right now, I think like everything that I've researched, everything that I've thought about over the past few months, like it's off to a really good start. So that's a kind of a recap of the last couple of days and the first time RV experience. We did get in a couple of hikes up here on Thursday, just before the rain started coming down. We got in early, got out early, got back, and then a few minutes, it just started coming. And then yesterday we took in also a good 4 or 5 miles of hiking, and then everything was working pretty smoothly, and then just kind of came back and relaxed. Right now, Michelle and her mom are in the midst of a 6 to 8 mile hike. So while they're doing that, I am headed up to further up the North Shore to a couple places: Cascade Falls State Park, something like that, and then Temperance River State Park, and then Sugarloaf Nature Reserve or Nature Center. So I'm going to take in some of those sites. I think those are the last of the major park areas that I needed to see. The only one that really I'm missing right now is Split Rock Lighthouse. So possible, I might want to squeeze that in, but we'll see what happens there. Okay, so I pulled up to Cascading River State Park, pulled into it, definitely found the trail that leads to probably a pretty scenic waterfall river type deal. So, except couldn't find parking, which makes sense, very popular destination. But, so mark that as a next time kind of deal. And then got the next best thing, which is you can still see a portion of the river itself. You don't get the feature of Cascading River is that it kind of flows down in like a step kind of deal. You get to see the mouth of the river on the side of the highway here. So that was the next best thing, and that's what I did. Is stop on the side of the road. There's little parking areas, and then I got a couple photos of basically the mouth of the river that empties into Lake Superior here, but probably gonna have to come back and try to hike this one at some point.
Toby, what are you doing?